In this video, I'll continue constructing this topographic surface. What I've got here are a series of splined polylines, and I'll zoom in a little bit closer. So what I'm going to do is to start to give them elevation height. So if we go to the southwest isometric, now currently everything is on a 0 height along the z-axis. I'm going to leave this bottom one exactly where it is, but I'm going to start moving each one up in increments of 10 feet. Okay, the third one I will move up 20 feet. The fourth one, 30 feet. Oops, 30 feet, etc. Okay, so now I have completed raising each of these splined polylines. So the top one is at 100 feet. Now what I'll do is go to the front view so you can see them stepped in place. Go back to the southwest isometric. To make this first into a curved surface, what I'll do is I'll use the loft command. With this command, you simply pick each one in order. And as you can see, it is generating this mesh surface. Okay. So now if I select its perimeter, you can see that it's highlighting the surface. Now the next step will be to draw the limits of a site within that surface. So if I go back to the top view, so I had originally started with this 500-foot square. Now let's say, for example, that my site is actually 300 feet by 200 feet, and it starts at coordinate point 100 feet, 100 feet. I could type a rectangle beginning at 100 feet, comma 100 feet, and then 300, comma 200 feet, comma, and that could represent my site. Now that has been drawn at 0 height on the z-axis. What I would do at this point, again, what we're going to do is construct a solid out of just this area right here. I know that the full height of my site is 100 feet, so what I could do is extrude this rectangle by something larger than that. So let's say 150 feet, right? And I'll look at it from southwest view again. Right, so you can see there is now a rectangular box in the middle of my site. Let's do 3D orbit. There's the box. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to cut off the top of the box that is above this sort of lofted surface. But in order to do that, what I need to do is give some thickness to this mesh. Now back in my southwest isometric view, I am going to use the thicken tool, which you'll find on the solid ribbon, to give thickness to that mesh. Okay, select what you want to thicken, and I'll make it minus 12 inches. Right, and if I come in close here, you can see that it has given thickness to the surface. Next, what we'll do is we'll subtract that mesh from this box form, and basically what it's going to do is generate a 12-inch slot in a curved form through the box. So I'll go to my front view to do this, and I'll use the subtract command. Select the box, enter, and select what you'd like to subtract from the box. And as you can see, it has subtracted that. Now, it will still read as if it's part of one surface, and what needs to happen at this point is that you separate the two. I'll go back to my southwest isometric. On the solid ribbon, below shell, I'm going to select the separate tool, separate solids. Okay, so as you can see now it's not one object, it's two, and then I can erase the top one. So now if I change my visual style to conceptual, you'll see that there is now a solid object with a curved or topographic surface on top. And you can erase or change the layer and freeze some of the objects that you don't need to see.